How to factor expressions with multiple variables. Imagine trying to solve a puzzle where each piece has more than one shape or color. Factoring expressions with multiple variables is just like solving that puzzle. It helps break down complex polynomials into simpler parts. When you understand how to do this, solving equations becomes much easier and quicker. Let's start with what a polynomial with multiple variables looks like. For example, think of the expression 6 times squared plus 12 times x times y minus 4 times x minus 8 times y. Each part has different variables and powers, making it look complicated. But remember, each term is just a product of a number and variables raised to some powers. The first step is to find the greatest common factor, or GCF, among all the terms. The GCF is the biggest number or variable part that all the terms share. For the example, the GCF of the first two terms is 6 times x, and for the last two, it is -4. Factoring out this GCF simplifies the expression and makes the next steps easier. Next, look for ways to group the terms into pairs or sets that share a common factor. For example, group 6x squared and 12xy together, and then group minus for x and minus a y from the first group. You can factor out 6x, leaving you with x plus 2y from the second group, factor out -4, leaving you with x plus 2y again. Notice the common binomial factor plus 2y appears in both groups. Now you can take this common binomial out and write the whole expression as a product of two factors. It becomes x plus 2y times 6x minus 4. This process is called factoring by grouping, and it works well when the expression has 4 or more terms. For trinomials, which are three-term polynomials involving multiple variables, you can use the AC method. Multiply the coefficient of the first term by the coefficient of the last term. Then find two numbers that multiply to this product and add to the middle term's coefficient. Use these numbers to split the middle term into two parts, then group and factor each part separately. This method helps you turn a tricky trinomial into a product of binomials. Sometimes, after factoring by grouping, you might find factors that can be simplified further. For example, if you have 3x squared minus 27, you can factor out 3 first, leaving you with x squared minus 9. Then, recognize that x squared minus 9 is a difference of squares, which factors into x minus 3 times x plus 3. A few practical tips can make factoring easier. Always arrange your terms in descending order of powers or group them logically. Check for common factors before trying more complicated methods. And always multiply your factors back to see if you get the original expression. Factoring expressions with multiple variables can seem tricky at first, but focusing on common factors and grouping terms strategically makes it manageable. This approach turns complex polynomials into simpler pieces, making algebra more straightforward and helping you solve equations with confidence.